This video is going to cover the CMMS dashboard, or as it's sometimes called, the hot sheet. I'm going to click on the hot sheet icon, and what we're going to do first, we see we have four items rather listed here. These are actually going to become nodes that we can drill down into for these various components of the software system. So in order to get these to populate, I need to go over to settings. Now keep in mind, whatever settings we have in here will be linked to our user ID, so everybody can have their own custom dashboard. Alright, this is broken up into four different parts, the four main parts of the system. And I'm going to start with PMs. And this is saying late days, threshold. What this means is, let me arrow key technician over. What this means is gather up all of the PMs that are at least late by 1 day and go back, way back. Okay, we may not want to really go back that far, but this is the data in this database might be a little old because this program's been around for 20 years. So I'll go back, I'll change that to 365, so we'll say a year. Okay, so what this is saying is anything that's a day late or more, make it show up in the hot sheet. So let me go ahead and save that setting. I'm going to go here to the hot sheet and I'm going to click refresh, and it didn't pull up anything, so I think we're going to have to go back more than that. Let's go back a ways. We got to get something now. There we go. Okay, so we got a whole bunch of them now. So what this has done, this has actually gathered up all the late PMs by the technician. Okay, from here we can work with these, and this will be instructed on in the next video. Alright, let's move through the settings. The next one will go to work orders. Perhaps we want to list them by priority and maybe requester, for example. And status would probably be a good one too. We'll just go with these two for now. And we'll go back 900 days. Probably not necessary, but let's go back 2 years. And let's see what we get. Okay, now notice that time I didn't go up to options, it's pick save. So if I left the screen and came back later, that work order setting would not be saved. It's not necessary during the session that you're in to save it each time. Okay, so this is listed some work orders. And again, there's some things we can do with these. These aren't just displayed. We can actually print these from here. We can go to the work order screen from here and do some other things. So there's quite a bit of capability in the screen. Okay, I'm going to go over to inventory. Now this is probably the one that does the most as far as functionality in MaintSmart 4.1. Now a lot of this is going to change and become even easier to use and cover more parts of each of these components in MaintSmart 5 that's due out in early 2016. Okay, so this one here, what it's asking me is what do I want to use for the reorder level? Okay, do I want to use a default reorder level, or do I want to use a minimum stock level to reorder? And I'm going to go ahead and just keep minimum stock. And so this is going to flag things that are one under minimum stock. If I wanted to flag right at minimum stock, I would put a 0 there. So, and I want to group them up by the preferred vendor for that part. And so that will give me my display, but this part of the hot sheet will also provide a way for you to create a purchase requisition right from the hot sheet. So since that's the case, it would need to know what default values to put in there for the reorder quantity. So we could either use reorder quantity, bring it to minimum stock, bring it to maximum stock, and I'll just go ahead and pick that. And the last one here is the downtime, and this will pull in downtime where, in this case, we have the time down 10 minutes or more, and so on and so forth. And this basically will just show them there, and then you can go in and select them and edit them directly from the downtime screen from here. Alright, so let's see what we have. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Go to the hot sheet, refresh. Okay, so we have all the nodes populated now. There's our downtime. And I think I'm going to focus on the inventory for the vendor. And this will also be covered in another video. But from here, we can actually select an item in the node and then create a requisition from here.